anywhere else.
To be fair, I did that a few times today, but that's because I was firing with that dire wolf.
Yeah,
There's
this guy,
also the ones that drive me nuts is, you know how sometimes you can see a guy, there's cracks in the terrain or whatever the reason may be. You can get a line of sight on him, or maybe you got a spotter that can alert you, whatever. And so you know when he's fixing to step out, especially if it's a UAV above his head. And so you can time your shots, so like your PPC or your ACs, whatever they are, reach the corner of the cover at the moment he steps out and hit him. So you can do that. But what drives me nuts is when it's obvious the guy that's doing it can't see you, doesn't have a UAV, doesn't have a spotter, and he does it anyways.
Well, what was it? He
did wall hacks.
I kid you, Panda, I kid you not, the guy went, boom, killed me. Boom, killed Nightmare. Boom, killed somebody else. Boom, killed a fourth guy. One shot, all of us in the CT.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
It was like,
that.
And he was moving. That was the crazy part. He was running.
He was running flat out. I was moving and twisting. I wasn't even facing when he cored me out. At least
I was peek-a-booming.
Yeah, it was too good. If that makes sense.
I had a guy like that once. It was me, Fury, and somebody else, and we came around a corner on Bog, and this guy headshot me, and then instantly killed somebody else right behind me.
Yeah.
So 2 rounds, he killed 2 people, me with a headshot.
I've only seen maybe 3 instances of aimbot in all the time I've played, but I've seen a lot of wall hacks. I mean, and I sit there and I like to give benefit of doubt. So I'm like, well, maybe there's a spotter, but I do a really good job canvassing the area. I check for the, and after I've convinced myself that there's no way he could be seeing me, I go ahead and I report it. But I do see those occasionally. Maybe a couple times a month I'll see one of those. But aimbots I don't see very often at all. Not much. I know the unit Evil, EVIL, they use a lot of hacks. You'll see them using aimbots and wall hacks. They're the only unit I can point to that I can say I know for sure some of their characters use them.
Hey, let me go take a bio real quick before we get into this.
10-4. Want to join us for training night, Squirg?
Sure. What are we doing?
Evasion. It's going to be like a fox and hound match. A couple people chasing one guy. The one guy has to use terrain to effectively to last as long as he can. Hoping to get some more people online so we can have a little bit more on the hound side of things. A few more, I should say, not a little bit more. Invite set. Alright, so for this scenario, we're going to use heavies or assaults, and he's going to use a light mech. And we're going to hurt. Well, actually, since it's just 2 of us, we'll use mediums as well. That way we can keep up somewhat and cover the ground. Otherwise, we'd never be able to find him. If we get more people on, we'll restrict it to heavies and assaults, make it more of a thinking match, I guess.
User left your channel.
I'm going to pull us down to the training channel real quick.
Channel switched. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
I'm back.
Alrighty, AJ.
I don't know how well my skills will apply, but I did spend years in the Army learning how to hide a 72-ton tank in terrain.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So, I don't know how well I'll transfer to a video game, but we'll see.
Well, since it's just two of us that are hunting you, we're going to be using medium mechs as well.
Alright.
So you can use light or medium. I'd recommend something with speed. And we'll hunt you and see how long you last.
Well, I got my fastest mech. It's not uber fast, but it's fast.
10-4, and then we'll take turns. I can go next, or Squirg, if you want to go next, you can go next after AJ. And then the two of us will hunt that person, and so on and so forth. We're going to put the map on random. Oh, they don't have random, never mind. Wish they did. Just the forest colony to start with. We'll go straight down the list. Alright, everybody ready? Here we go. AJ, I'm going to bump you down one channel so me and Squirrel can coordinate.
Alright.
See, I'm going to bump down the channel. I can't get the cursor out of the game.
User was moved out of your channel.
If this works out well, Squirg, I might make this into an event. See if we can offer some prizes and have a new Brethren event. Might be kind of fun.
Oh, Fox and Hound?
Yep. I think we got Dash and Bash in October. We got the Rum Off in April.
Reactor
Might be fun to do a Fox and Hound thing
Sensors
around.
online. Weapons
I don't know,
online.
January, December, somewhere in there. Be a little busy with the holidays,
All
but
systems normal.
maybe late January or early
This is
February.
command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Alright, let's see. He'll be starting over where? Juliet 10, Juliet 11, Kappa 11, somewhere there.
I'm not sure.
You want to split up and hunt them, and then coordinate from there?
Yeah, I'll sweep wide in the water. You can check the main routes.
10-4. I'll go canyon in the middle of the map. That's a good choke point you might try. Yeah, put these little Ewok huts up in the trees and all. I kind of wish they had logs falling down periodically.
I don't think there is a map with map hazards, are there?
No, there aren't. But it'd be kind of funny if they put that on some of them. I guess the closest one's Terra. You can build heat in the lava and it damages your legs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really the only one. I really wish they put old Terra back in the game. Just keep the new one with the old one. Give us two different lava maps for variety. Put the old forest colonies back in too.
I just hope that they put 8v8 in, because they're only thinking about it right now, and I wish we had 8v8. That's all.
I kind of like the 12v12 to be honest though. And if they went back to 8v8 I wouldn't get my Death Star!
Yeah, well, no one really gets that legit, though.
There's one guy I saw in the video. He's an old unit buddy of mine from Genro. He got it legit. Surprised me. Used a Warhammer with dual Gauss. He got lucky, I tell you what. Very
Yeah, you have to, really.
Yep. It's like one of those things, he turns the corner, point blank, and just fires it, and, you know, and doesn't really have a choice, and the guy falls over just because he happened to be already that damaged from earlier brawl.
I'm not seeing him in the water anywhere.
No, I'm sweeping toward Echo 9 to see if he went wide.
It's a lot of ground to cover for just 2 people.
Yeah, so, oh, got him.
Target acquired.
Fox 11. He's heading back towards you. I'm gonna hound him toward Golf 11.
Yeah, I can stick on him and leg him probably.
Copy
The
that.
cicada's really fast. He doesn't see me. Oh, now he does.
Good try, AJ. Oh, it's whiffed.
Target
Command to
destroyed.
ground forces. We're detecting no more
Shots.
hostiles. Good job, soldiers.
He lasted 3 minutes 50 seconds.
Most of it was us trying to find him.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull him back into the channel.
User was moved
Alright,
to your
AJ, welcome
channel.
back.
Hey. Yeah.
You tend to run straight away, really torso twist that much.
Yeah,
Which-
I was diving for low ground and was focused on that.
Yeah, that was a good tactic. However, since we both had speed, we could keep up reasonably well. You were outrunning me, but not fast enough to get away from the AC-20.
Yeah, I picked up on that. And I was like, ah, crap. Once I realized what I was getting fired at by, I was like, crap. So that's why I went high, dropped low, and was trying to find a path up between the mountains.
That was a really good tactic. If we had been in better terrains, I mean, that area was so open. If we'd been further to the, what would that be? I guess that would be the south, if you're looking at the map, where it's more broken. That probably would have worked. You probably would have got away from me, because I wouldn't have the speed to keep up, to keep the AC-20 on you.
Yeah, I went for the low ground by the water to basically be in the sensor shadow of the high ground, and was trying to come up. That first path I started running up when Squirg spotted. Well, right where Squirg came down is where I was trying to run. What was going to go and sneak up, and I was like,
Right.
crap.
It was a good run. You made it 3 minutes 50 seconds. Squirg, do you want to go next? Or do you want me to go next?
I was actually gonna hop out and do pub drops.
10-4, alrighty. Catch you later, Squirg.
See you, Nightmare.
Okay, have a good night. In that case, why don't we run and check some terrain and some movement stuff? How's that sound, AJ?
User disconnected
Works for me,
from your
man.
channel.
Okay, I'll take a locust as well. And we'll keep Forest Colony. It's got a lot of terrain options that give good advantage. And then we'll go check Crimson, because Crimson's not one people often think about as having lots of terrain cover, since it's
Oh, it's
heavily
got
open.
tons of it.
But you're right, it's got a lot of it. And there's some little nooks and crannies and unexpected places you can use too. There's one video, I couldn't find it, but I used a locust and stayed hidden for almost 5 minutes on that map. Nobody could find me, and I never stopped moving.
Yeah, my first mistake in that was heading the direction. If I had gone the opposite direction, because you two were coming the same way I was trying to go.
Right. To be honest, we fanned out. Squirg went water towards your spawn point and then cut north, and then I went basically straight east, and we bisected right where you were.
I had originally planned to go like up north from my spawn point, and then try to cut west or cut east.
Right.
Because then it would have put me behind you guys.
That would have been west, I think.
But I went right instead of left.
Yep. If you had gone from your spawn point, if you had gone straight west toward ours,
Mm-hmm.
you would have been up in that brook.
That was my. It was either that or the direction I went, and I went, all right, I'm gonna go by the water, stay low,
Right.
take the gentle sloping ground because I know there's a sudden it goes up and then it levels out, so I'll have lots of hill between me and whoever.
We'll run around here a bit, and I'll show you some stuff you can do with the locust, and some how to move evasively while still moving towards an intended direction. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is command.
We'll see how
Eliminate all
long you
enemies,
keep up with
no
me.
matter the cost.
You probably, since I'll be evading, you probably keep up with me fairly well, since I'll be zigzagging and such like you're shooting. But maybe I'll be able to shake you. We'll see. I forgot I got mediums on this. You just swap them out for ERs. Alright, so let's hunt each other.
Oh, all right.
Your job is to find me. I'm not going to shoot back at you. You can shoot me all you want. Your job is to hunt me, find me, kill me. This map's got so much terrain, there's not really a lot to show on it, but there's a few spots I want to show you on some other maps that you may already know about, and if not, you probably like the fact that they're there. I should have been able to slip through that gap. One thing you can always do, even though, like, for example, the brush doesn't offer you cover, sensors, it will break line of sight for people that can't see through it. So as you're moving, you can choose to move through the brush. I'm not going to go that way. This is the same mistake that I would be making that he made previously. And of course, you want to avoid open ground, but sometimes you go across it for the sake of speed. If you think you can get away with it.
Well, sometimes you have to bolt from one set of cover to the other.
Exactly. Alright, I'm in the area I want to stage in. You have to go find me now.
There you go.
outside. Rattling my windows. Yeah, the trees in this map mess with me. They zip right by the cockpit. Alright, I am in India 10.
I am 3 squares away from you. And I'm heading your way. I was heading your way.
Now keep in mind, I'm not waiting there. That's just for my last position. Just to give you
I
a
was-
little more.
I was heading that way on my search pattern.
Excellent. It's like a battleship.
Yeah.
I was thinking about trying to make an event based on Battleship where we would call sectors and try to find mechs and stuff, but I couldn't figure out a way to make it fun where people wouldn't get bored.
There you are.
Contact.
Yeah, briefly.
Everyone to stay in this grid area. See if you can pick me up. I feel like I'm in a bumper car. He should have seen me do that. That'll be his tip off. Nope, you didn't. If you get a chance, light me up.
Edge for a second there. Really just stay in these 4 sector grids primarily. Well, these damn things about these fast mechs, they're there 1 second and gone the next.
Exactly.
And I know that's one of the big advantages like a Locust has. And they're so damn small.
Yep, yep. There he is. I purposely picked these 4 sector squares: India 8, Hotel 8, India 9, Hotel 9. Just because of the terrain advantages and the fact that it makes for a good cat and mouse game. I hit it right towards it. Oops, there's a wall.
Oops.
I think he's looking away from me. I don't think he saw me.
Oops.
There's a jump. I pick this up because you go behind VCM. I forgot the short amount of meters this. I was how close it was. I don't know if I picked that up. Here I am, AJ. Did I lose him? Yeah, I lost him.
Come in. Control the surface.
Did I lose you there at the end?
Anyone read?
Did I lose you there at the end? You stopped shooting at me.
Last second, yeah.
10-4. Yeah, I hear you, Studio. These Pirates bands are fast. Okay, so right there at the end, after I popped up next to you and you started chasing me, you notice how I was zigzagging?
Mm-hmm.
I was zigzagging. It's easy to fall into a pattern. People are creatures of pattern and set behavior. You ever notice you get into an elevator and there's people in there, they always space. And it's the same thing in MechWarrior. You will unconsciously start to evade with a set pattern to your evasion. You will hold down the A key and then you'll hold down the D key for the same amount of time each time. And you'll set up this evasion pattern where people can actually predict where your mech will appear based on when you change direction. Does that make sense? You
That makes
almost
absolutely
time your
sense.
shots. So if you notice when I was evading, I was intentionally breaking that pattern. I started to do it a couple times and then I would change the tempo.
Called a stagger drill.
Exactly. I was staggering how I was evading in order to throw off shots.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people do that in MechWarrior Online. Very few people do. You'll find most people fall into that pattern pretty easily.
Yeah, stagger drills are erratic changes in direction and speed and everything else.
Exactly. So I was doing that, and then as far as changing speed, because agility got nerfed, even though Pirates Banes are still very agile, when you want to change speed rapidly, it's not necessarily fast enough. You can't necessarily decelerate quickly enough to alter speed and throw somebody off without taking like an AC-20 round or something in a really big way. So if you notice what I did, I threw myself at that hill, and I let the hill take my speed. My throttle's still up. I hit the hill. It cut my forward momentum down almost immediately, and you shot past me. And I came off that hill. I pivoted and came off that hill and doubled back the way I came. Throttled back up, cut around the hill to break line of sight, and then dove off into some different terrain to lose you. And so basically, you can do that with a Locust pretty effectively. You don't necessarily have to run away and escape. What I found with light mechs, especially quick ones like the Locust that are very agile, sometimes doubling back is the most effective thing. Because the other mechs are too fast, have too much inertia, and the other pilots don't necessarily have the reaction time to stay on the horse. They get thrown. And so if you can pull that off, then it doesn't matter how close they are, whatever. You can slip away and lose yourself in the terrain once you've thrown them. Kind of like how once I threw you right at the end, you lost sight of me and you couldn't find me again with those machine guns.
Right.
As far as the rest of the terrain goes, I'll put the video up so you can watch how I was moving around and using it. It's probably pretty similar to what you would do. But I just used all the folds, all the little nooks and crannies, and I often was actually watching you as I was moving around. And I was flitting from opening to opening while keeping an eye on your mech to make sure I was keeping about the same distance wherever I was. Although there were times I lost you too, I couldn't find you. Alright, do you want to look at some different spots on maps, places you can hide, or little avenues that not necessarily everybody knows?
Sure.
Okay, let's go to Crimson. There's a little defile I want to show you there that's kind of neat. You might already know of it. It surprised me when I found it, how effective it was. Although, you know, to be honest, I haven't had to use it since they reworked the map, so I'm not sure if it's even still there. It occurs to me now, I've only used it once.
And to your thing about people falling into patterns, every time like we drop on this map, I'm looking over that stupid island for LRMs.
Yeah, I'll look over there for PVCs and GOS. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, or snipers, or yeah.
Alright, this time we won't hunt or shoot each other. We'll just meet up on the platform, and then I'll take you to show you a couple spots. If you know of them, great. If not, then there'll be a couple more spots to add to your repertoire of places you can use.
Yeah, right on.
Reactor online. Sensors on.
The reason why not many people know about it is because they're closer to the spawn points, and so not many people
All
fight around there.
systems nominal.
Yeah.
It tends to take place closer to the center, and so I found it by mistake during a private lobby. I think it was actually during a training night. I was having a 4v4 match or something, or it was 2v2. I can't recall now. And I was last alive on my team, and I was just trying to evade, and I happened to stumble across some of these spots while making long circuitous sweeps to flank around and escape. I had 4 people hunting me at one point. It was hilarious as all get out. They couldn't find me. Yeah, it looks like one of them's gone. That's okay though. I think the others are still there. Alright, so come on down under the platform.
Oh, under the platform. Okay.
Yeah, it's at on. That's where we usually meet, but under is actually where we'll start. So they changed the platforms. I hadn't really paid attention to it. Used to, you had a depression here. These would be a divot in the ground.
Oh, okay.
About half the height of a locust, roughly speaking. And so that was one thing I was going to say you could use, is as you're going, you can cut into these to change your height. Even though people should shoot the legs on a locust, a lot of the, or any light mech for that matter, a lot of people aim for torsos anyways. And so if you change your height suddenly, they can shoot over your head and whiff it.
Right.
So it just adds a little bit of an unpredictable nature, but that's not really there anymore. The other stuff, if you loop around the map this way, on the back side of it, there's some little areas. And again, I haven't paid attention since they revamped it. I'm hoping they're still there. Here we go. So you can cut around the back here and slope down here. Oop. Right here. So you cut around here and drop down here and use this terrain. It will completely hide your locust, even though it's not very tall.
Right.
So if somebody's off to our right, they would never see you. And then you can weave up here. This is all low ground that'll hide you. Loop around here. And then you can check your map, whatever you got to do for a second. You're pretty safe here building.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing I was trying to do on the forest colony map.
Exactly. I'm speaking. I keep forgetting to hit the push to talk.
Oh.
Exactly though. Yeah, you're really well hidden here. Now it is a dead end. You don't want to hang out here, but nobody's going to pick you up for right away. Once you're ready, you can just jump the tracks or jump the road, and then you're back down the depression again. Nobody the wiser. And you can loop all the way around the map this way. I never go far into the water because that makes the further away you are from cover, the more easy it is for people to pick you up. So if you stand right there, if I were to loop all the way out here, that just expands the amount of areas people can see me from.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they can see me from over there now, whereas if I was over by you, they wouldn't be able to. So I tend to hug cover as closely as I can.
Well, yeah, because you're out of the sensor shadow of the ground.
Exactly. But you can loop all the way around for a good portion of the map. And now that they've added these shipping containers, or these container ships, I mean, you got a little bit of open ground here. But with the gateways and other stuff, you can actually make a pretty effective cover march all the way to the island. Although you're out of bounds here, you got to be quick to run around the end of the ship. We'll try it real quick. Here we go. I think you can make it if your mech's fast enough. Yeah, you can. Yep, 3 seconds to spare, but you gotta be fast. And you can actually loop all the way to the island without anybody really knowing it. And of course the locust is ideal because its head is the only thing out of the water.
Right.
And then we'll go around to the back side of the map. There was something else back there I want to show you real quick. Did you already know about those spots, or was it just redundant?
The low ground over on the one side, yeah, I didn't know about going around the container ships. I thought they were too far out of bounds.
Nah, you can slip around with the locust if you're moving fast enough. Like I'm going 154 basically. Other mechs wouldn't. Like I don't think any heavies can make it around. Certain mediums might, although it'd be really close. The Cicada might be one of them. The Viper, possibly. I don't know if I want to try it with those though. The risk. I would try it in training grounds. I mean, not in a match. And then spiders, locusts. Some of those mechs can definitely get around it. course, there's this low area with the busted pipe up here, or bridge, whatever it is. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's in the middle of the map, but it makes a surprisingly good divot to hide in or to break line of sight when you're moving from cover to cover. Are you using throttle decay by any chance?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay. I don't like it because you got to hold down the W key the whole time. And I feel like it can mess you up if you're reaching for controls or whatever. It can mess with you. For example, I don't know if you noticed in any of my videos, I don't have trigger 3 ever assigned. That's because trigger 3 is literally button 3 right above the W key for me. So
Same here.
If I ever need all 6 triggers, I can reach up with my middle finger and hit it. But if I'm using throttle decay, it means my mech's going to stop. So that's one reason why I don't use it.
Unfortunately, I lost you with your ECM active.
Oh, I'm coming back. I'm in Delta 7.
I think you're probably like me. You've got your radar derp at 100%, right?
I don't even use radar derp anymore.
Really?
I quit using it when the new skill tree came out. I'm in Delta 7. Where are you?
I'm coming up through Charlie 5 to Delta 6.
Oh, 10-4. Oh, I lost you way back there then. Whoops.
Yeah, you cut around a building and my radar signature went whoop, gone.
Oh. No,
I said, your ECM's on.
I stopped using radar derp way back when the new skill tree came out. Just because, for one thing, LRMs aren't too plentiful, and where they are, most people don't really use them that effectively, so it's not like you really got to worry. What I found is, if you're in a position where you really need radar derp, then you really need it badly. I mean, and it's going to be a situation where, generally speaking, you're in such bad shape, it might not really make the difference to keep you alive. And
Yeah,
most
I'm in
of the
Delta
time,
7.
it just is nice to have, but it doesn't necessarily provide enough of a boon for what you have to invest. There you are. I was waiting on the right side
there
of
you
the
are.
7, and you ran down the left side.
Of course.
So then the other thing, you probably already know about this too. In the very back, you've got some low ground back here. You already know about this water back here?
Yeah, somebody was hiding back there and I was like, oh, ain't that fancy.
10-4, yeah, this area is really good for slipping around. And if you have a jump jetting mech, you can get up in there, and that's not out of bounds. You can walk up and hide in that little tunnel.
Oh, nice.
So that's a nice place to tuck away if you need a chance to like check map or whatever. You know, if it's like a 1v4 and you're trying to win it for the team or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again, it's a dead end, so you don't want to hang out there long. They'll check it eventually. But for an immediate thing, you can jump up there, walk back in a short distance, and really they almost have to be straight out in front of you to see you. Hey, Degas, how are you?
There you go.
Hey dudes, what's up?
Hey, want to join us? We're doing some evasion training.
Hell yeah.
Cool. We're fixing to drop this match, and then we'll come pick you up.
Okay. Damn, did you guys see the hell spawns out?
Yes, I saw that. Just got, what, a 180 torso twist?
Yeah. My favorite.
I like that mech in MechWarrior 4.
Me too, Hellspawn, 45 tons of gut wrenching terror.
Yep. Anyhow, one last thing, AJ. These little cubby holes here.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, a death trap.
Yep.
But if you're in a light or a medium that's not tall enough to peek over, it's a great way to lose somebody. And the reason why I say that is, you saw earlier how easy it was to lose me just by accident, right?
Right.
Imagine we duck around the corner, I run around, I duck into the second one, so my legs are a little more hidden from these openings. I duck into the second one, and then I power down.
System.
Yeah, I did that. A guy did that in a match.
You would run right by me and never notice me there. Because you're looking for an active target that's moving, you're looking for ECM interference, you're looking for a ping or whatever, you wouldn't be looking for a mech that's powered down still. Now, as soon as you go by, I'd power back up and leave. And actually, before I power down, what I do is I would turn off the ECM. Reason being is when I power back on, I don't want the ECM to come on and flash your cockpit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So by turning it off, when I come back on, the ECM is still off. And then I can, check for seismic if I have seismic, and if not, I can ease out and kind of look left and right, see if anybody's there, and then activate it once I make sure nobody's within 90 meters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it for this map. Alright, ready to go pick up Degas?
Just a second.
10-4. Oh, you got full armor. Ha! Smart.
We're detecting more hostiles.
I was thinking I was going to headshot him. You had full armor on your Locust. Very good. Were you around before they removed headshots from arty strikes and airstrikes?
No.
Okay. Used to, arty strikes and airstrikes would deal splash damage. And the splash damage could trigger a crit. Remember when we talked about crits, how partial damage can trigger a crit at full damage? Arty strike might do like 1 or 2 points of damage to your cockpit.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have armor, it could trigger a full crit at 30. Cockpits with very little armor, myself included. Cockpit for a long while.
Oh wow.
And what was happening was those of us that did that were getting critted in the cockpit by
arty strikes.
And enough people complained about it, myself not included. I actually argue we should keep the crits. But enough people complained about it, they made it so that cockpits were exempt from strikes.
Wow. So rather than tell people armor your cockpits, that's why it's got armor.
Exactly. I mean,
they
most
nerfed
of the strikes, they'd already been nerfed so heavily by that point, they really didn't deal that much damage. They just sandpapered a little armor off. But a lot of light pilots were angry because in order to conserve tonnage, they would strip their cockpits to get as much tonnage as they possibly could. And so they're angry because they would run through a strike thinking they'd just sprint through and then get a cockpit crit. And I'll admit, I did that a couple times with my Locust. I had a Locust that ran a naked cockpit, and I would run through a strike, and then next thing I know, I'd get a crit to the head and wind up doing a somersault. But it was my fault, you know. I not only did I not have armor, but I made the choice to run through that strike, or I was careless enough that I didn't leave myself an out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but enough people complained, so it got removed. All right, let's bring DeGoss in. All right, and we'll go to River City next.
All right, somebody's calling me from downstairs. I'll be right back.
Go for it. In fact, I need some water while you're gone. Where is River? There it is. A little bit larger map, so boosted to 15 minutes. So DeGoss, what we've been doing tonight is practicing evasion. So me and Squirg hunted AJ, and then AJ hunted me, and then now I'm going around and showing AJ and now you some locations on the maps where you can hide. Not that I advocate camping, but if you ever need like a 20-second break to hide and break off pursuers or something, different places like that where you can accomplish that objective. Maybe you need just to take a quick stock of your mech, your map, etc. These are all places you can do that. And then also some terrain advantages, low ground that you might not have known about, especially around spawn points where not a lot of fighting takes place, since people tend to move away from the points and then do their fighting elsewhere. Just little trivia type stuff that could come in handy and save your life on like a scouting match or something. Good water.
Okay, cool.
You know, Studio, if you ever want to join us, you're more than welcome to.
Too bad I didn't get here from the beginning. How many maps have you done?
That was our third one.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
We'll probably do a couple more, and then
I'm sure
I might go to bed.
I'm sure you recorded it, so I'll be able to catch up.
Oh yes, I'm streaming it now, and as soon as I finish the stream, I'll port it over to YouTube, just like usual. And then I'll also put it up on the training night thread on the website. You know about that thread, right, DeGoss?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's where I like to post all my little videos and tips and tricks and write-ups and things like that.
Oh yeah, I've eyeballed a few of them.
Cool. Yeah, as I was saying, Studio, if you ever want to, you're welcome to join us. Brethren, mwo.enginevoice.com. That's the TeamSpeak 3 server. No password. Do-do-do-do. Just wait for AJ. You know what we ought to do, DeGoss?
What's up?
Have you heard of AJ's voices that he can do?
Yes.
We should plan an event. We should get AJ all trained up so he could be like this ninja killer from behind or whatever. And we should set him up So that in October we have this like spectacular thing. We have AJ go around and kill people with his spooky voice on Thermo or something.
That's
That
awesome.
studio anytime.
Yeah, he's a talented impressionist for sure.
Have him walk up with a Halloween war horn, and he kills you, and he starts cackling like the Joker while the war horn goes off. That'd be freaky as all get out.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe we would just do a video and have him do some of the voice acting for it. That'd be funny too. That'd be a good Brethren video, actually. We used to do commercials periodically for the unit, just for fun. We get together and we'd come up with like a little skit, and we go like blow each other up just for kicks. And I'd record it and then upload it to YouTube. And they're like, "Join the Brethren," you know. And after some video editing.
Right, with some rockin' background music and
Actually, have you seen them? Let me go find one of them real quick.
All right.
You might like it because I used Pirates of the Caribbean for one of them. Let's see here. It fit. We're the Brethren, so Pirates of the Caribbean.
More of a guideline than an actual rule.
Yep. Let me see if I can find it. It's an older video, so I'd have to hunt for it for a second. You know, I started streaming a while back just for kicks because some guys in the unit did it in my old unit, and it was a good way to report people, and we also had events where you had to screenshot and all that, and it really kind of took off, and now I got so many videos that surprised me. I look back, it's like, wow, this was years ago, and wow, I forgot about that. You know, it's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Went off in a direction I never really expected.
Yeah, I can't remember who the streamer is, but he just started it so he could look back and see what happened in matches, you know, so he could analyze
That's cool.
what was bad and what was good that he did. And then now he's just like, people watch his stream all the time because it's always interesting. He didn't used to have, you know, his face on in the stream, and now he does, and it's just, you know, how it's evolved is kind of cool.
I've been toying with the idea of doing that, but you know, I'm kind of a private person. I don't really want to put my face in the stream.
Right. Plus, I mean, there's an added expense for either you're showing your entire room or you're investing in a green screen, and it's just, there's, I don't know.
I don't have anything to like hide. I mean, if I did it, all people would see is the bed behind me. You know, I'm very Spartan. I mean, I literally, I mean, I make good money as a supervisor, but most of it I put into like my vehicle or like my food, and that's really it. The rest of it goes into savings and paying off student loans and all that. So like, if they actually saw my room, there'd be like nothing there of interest.
Right.
I mean, maybe I'll put
a bed, no pictures.
I got posters to put up. I haven't sprung for the frames yet to frame them. They're all old college posters, so they're all rolled up. It's like, which one do I put over the bed? The Chuck Norris poster or the John Wayne poster? You know?
Right.
Anyhow. Alright, so here's the link. I found it. Yay! Had to go back and dig a little bit. Gonna post it here under room territories. Ta-da! That was the very first one we ever did. A little corny, but fun. And when the music starts, I timed it. The whole beginning theme, when you see everybody there and the mech is shooting the dropship, the idea was that we're cutting open the dropship, like it's downed, and we're scavenging the dropship. And so as the mech is shooting it, you know, the music starts, but it starts with the fiddle pulling a single note, and it sounds similar to metal, like peeling out as it falls over or something, you know, like it's stressing. So I timed it to match about the time the spider finished shooting, so like the wall or the door or something was falling in. It was kind of cool.
I'm back.
Hey, AJ.
Yeah, I got dragged into a conversation.
10-4. I hate it when that happens. Gosh,
Yeah, you can't.
Don't you just
Don't
hate
need spouse aggro.
Oh my. Studio, if you're interested, there's the link too. So you can
You're
see
going
it.
medium? Okay, I can do that. I can go medium.
You might want to pick a locust again, AJ.
Oh, okay.
DeGoss, if you got one or a spider or something, you might want to grab something small. This area I'm going to
Okay.
show you guys is best used for light mechs.
Okay.
Some mediums can make it there, but most of them will poke out of the top. River City's got some hidden areas, some depressions and things that you don't there unless you run across them by accident. Moved some of them, but use. As I was saying, since it paused my stream, I'm going to show them some areas in the water you can use to hide your mech, to disappear it from view, basically.
Oh.
A real uber meta guy. And then we're going to have a special Halloween event. We're going to buy you the Halloween Warhorn. We're going to have you go around and ninja half of the Warhorn goes off.
Oh, shit.
Would that not be funny as all get out?
I think we need to suggest a Joker laugh Warhorn.
That would be cool.
Sensors
That would.
online.
What's the matter? Can't take a joke?
All systems
My
normal.
God, that's good.
Exactly.
Here comes the punchline.
No matter the cost.
You said you used to work in tanks?
Yep.
Must have been fun to have you in a tank for how many hours you were on station. with
Oh,
the
man,
Joker?
where do you think I started doing all this stuff?
Just to pass the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Swing over here to Golf 5 real quick. I can see that. You gotta do something to kill all those hours.
Oh, I didn't change my mech before we dropped. Bummer.
No problem. I'm getting some weird lag spikes.
Yeah, you got 4 guys in tank who look at each other and go, "Hello, sailor." It's like, "Oh, Sergeant, you are such a sexy soldier. Oh, yes."
Staying inside of a metal box on wheels in the heat, it does things to you.
Yeah, it fries your brain real quick. I don't have jump jets.
Sorry, lag spikes. This is bugging me. I shouldn't be getting these.
Where are we going?
Golf 5. Man, the lag is real. Oh man, I'm spiking over 110 and climbing.
Wow.
That's really strange. I usually have very good connection, but you know what? It's storming outside, so that might have something to do with it.
Oh, let's not start getting scientific and start talking about ionization of the ash shit.
It's
Yes, the
it's probably the chemtrails.
the ionization coefficient is interfered with my internet service provider's signal.
I'm over here by the boat in Golf 5.
Yeah.
See the lasers in the sky?
No, but I know what the boat is.
I'm decided to drop her cigarette and leave the house.
Target acquired.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What is up with this lag? This is so strange. Yeah, this is weird. Like, my whole computer's locking up. This is really strange. Alright, we'll try to show it to you guys anyways. I may have to reboot my client. We'll see.
Yeah, you're all, herky-jerky.
Yeah, we're gonna have to retry this. I can't even look my cockpit to the left or right without it jerking.
Uh-oh. I blame me.
Let me quit match and see. Maybe if something's downloading an update in the background. It shouldn't be, though. And now the game is completely froze. Looks like me. We got the white screen of death! It's gone. It's gone. The game is gone.